here. It's been a very long time. Just as we told you earlier on, and Saturday, 17th of June, 2023, and we are inside here at Takwa Western Region. Just as we said, Western Regional Volleyball Association in no time, to commence with their 2023 volleyball league season. They scheduled a second refresher course. The maiden on and the first one happened in Takrady about 3 weeks ago. And so this is the second refresher course also to enlighten the affiliated teams now participating in the Western Regional Volleyball League. The Western Regional Volleyball League has been dormant for some time now, but enche best started. So and then you can say refresher course no ebe koso in no time. Hopefully in the next few minutes ebe share. Actually the time and I say share was 9 a.m. Okay, but I'm say anyone back you be I see assistant venue near the Empire assistant venue so some of the teams are here. Reps for the teams are here, join me as we go in.
The vice chairman of Western Region Volleyball Association, also the referee. Mama, the also by the introduction before we continue.
Organizing secretary.
Yes, listen.
Actually, for me, Daniel one. What's the one? Senior captain.
I'll say a president, training captain. I go to the stars.
What's the name?
You know, I see I was no coach.
Under it is about under presentation.
Our presentation. I want captain said. When you're okay. Yes, Western Region, I think it's one of our mandates there. Whenever we have to start our league, or there need to be here, they are refreshing and adding with the rules and the play. We refresh ourselves with the rules and the play. Now, Yami Yaduma, on Cabin there, you would like everybody, now will be Babakado, Adi, Abanis and White, but will be abreast with the rules and will be abreast with the play. Most of when you are playing the football, as the motto is to keep the ball flying. We always want to keep the ball flying. That's why a chairman in the person of Reverend Dr. Philip Pearson, was there every year, you ever start the league, you go to Nigeria. Yes, I said last year. So this is our second time here, pray league competition refresher course. I don't think, even though most of the teams are not here, first one was Taprade, teams are all Chaban, Shama, Abazi, Esipon, Taprade itself, but this time we have a area of Christia, who also Nibali, Tapa, Nina, Yake, and so I let the Bashasa. What Mama Yaya there? You're very interactive. On your course in the area, my baby Jan Academy, check where you A, where you B, where you C. You're very interactive. It may be some questions. And questions that may be some. They are practical questions that may be some. Now, why do I want? Neza. Then we will see what the rule is saying, or what maybe senior referees, senior coaches, their perspective on these very subjects they go to learn. Once what then we all share. Then the way forward. All right. But kakra me pade me say back in there has been some modifications. There has been some modifications in our rules. Into the modifications na pade mo bodo kakra. Na nyeni nyina no na mo bodo ba na mo bodo kakra. Na ye most man nyama ko most of ya at the end of the day ye nyina obobo yen ye ndumira yes as players and coaches and captains of the game. As players, coaches, and captains of the game. Let's say what the libero are different libero, especially the libero can be a game captain. The libero can be a game captain. I personally in there now libero first know your one. Say you have two liberos in bar. One na obeshasino. Na kotin obo libero na captain there. Good match another tournament now. But since the rule is there, he go to my back out of the two liberos. One should be on court at a time. First rank, one kind of over court. So if we see putting over court, now putting over a libero till they be away another one disqualified. Now waka check, now be paying up one very libero. But since the rule is telling us that we see a libero, over to my baby, so I'm not catching a one man. But who is good to matter? In a match. That is what the modification is telling us. It's you know, say well Libra, no you two are on there, open over Ebo in a match, Ebo, what's now, you should go to my back, Ebo not get a Ebo to my back. That the modification can Libro, so now own to me, captain. But this is the Libro can be a game captain. That is one of the modifications that CCI Then with our play, let's go to our play. CCR technical timeout has been struck out. Technical timeout, it has been struck out of timeout to do your friend. Don't the elbow match or N25 into 8. You have a technical timeout. Into 16. You have a technical timeout. And so now, aside one team, Sankasan will be able to do or the order of but since a technical timeout has been struck out of the rules, there are no technical timeouts. You know, say if you one man, then or that as the CCR say who game men didn't know what technical timeout, no that.
But we can be with my timeout.
Yes, for timeout too easy, you are still entitled to the 2 timeouts that you have. You are still entitled to the 2 timeouts that you have. The technical timeout that how any million let's act with 2 more about 4. CCR you only have your 2 timeouts. You only have your 2 timeouts. Apart from that, there are no other timeouts that you can enjoy. Then, there, game captain, another team captain who has the authority there. Say, first in the rule, more check there. Say, if the coach is unable to continue his responsibility as a coach, whether due to expulsion, disqualification, or maybe to something else due to own to give money payment, it is the captain who will take over and can even go and tell the referee that you're paying an assistant coach, he will take over. And also there, you're paying an assistant coach in all. But now the rule is telling us that over there, you assistant coach in the one, son of game captain will take over. So now the coach is there, he's doing his work. So we mean to only one man. Immediately there should be the assistant coach who should take over. First in the Nanka, but also unless the team has an assistant coach who has taken who has over. Now it is the assistant coach himself is not there. Then CCR first in the Nanka one more disqualification, and one more expulsion. Expulsion, you go to the warm up area, another restricted area now. But I'm team there one year. But now when you are giving expulsion, you don't sit there again, but you go to the dressing room. You don't sit there again, you go to the dressing room. You admit that you have to leave the place entirely. You don't see whatever is going on. That is what is there for us in terms of player and where they have to be. Now, we're changing, but there are terms further from be level with. Meanwhile, the first time we're in line with and away with, but it's also further from now be level with. Only in on the way changing what I mean. Then and there are some that are near there. I think you would first blocking within the opponent space, like a rule you catch out there. In blocking the player, in that this action does not interfere with the opponent's play. Thus, it is not permitted to touch the ball beyond the net until, that is the old rule, until before the modification, the rule says until an opponent has executed an attack it. You see, you don't touch the ball until he has done it. So when he does it, you can touch the ball. But now the rule is, he has taken the until from there and they have now put it before. So it reads, thus it is not permitted to touch the ball beyond the net before an opponent has executed an attack it. It is simply telling us that until until the person touches the ball. But you said that is reaching beyond the net to block, until the person makes an attack it, you can't touch the ball. But now you can execute the block before. You can't do it before he plays. So you have to wait for him to execute it. If he's unable to execute it, then that is his own beef. So the blocker touches the ball in the opponent's space before the opponent attack it. That is what is there for now. And as I said earlier, technical timeouts have been struck out, so there's no way we can bring technical timeouts in a game. No matter what it is, we play and there will be no technical timeout. Some of the rules have been deleted. Some of the rules have been deleted. And as I said earlier, for FIVB rules and official commission, sets 1 to 4, 2 additional 60-second technical are applied automatically when the leading team reaches the 8th and 16th point. Now, the modification says deleted. So that one has been deleted. Then also, the fifth said there are no technical timeouts, only 2 timeouts of 30 seconds during duration will be requested by each team. This clause in the rule has also been deleted. Meaning that in the fifth set, which reads that there are no technical timeouts, only 2 timeouts of 30 seconds duration will be requested by each team has also been deleted from the rule. Meaning that in the fifth set, no technical timeout, no 2 timeouts. So during all timeouts, including technical timeout, the players in play must go to the free zone near their bench. This is also during all timeouts. Then the human well tracked, including technical timeout, with you. It's meaning that technical timeout is now entirely. So that is yes, please.
Fifth one. You 8. No, yes, one.
They change sides. All we have is still there. It's not timeout. Play continues. I just change courts. Just change courts. Okay. There are some that are, as I'm saying, we don't experience it here, so I will not bring them. But when the time is due, then now the rule is telling us that, you see, what we know is that liberals are exceptional players, and these exceptional players, what they do is when they are dressed, their dressing is always different from the normal playing body. So if maybe we have a playing body wearing yellow, you can have the liberal wearing green. Am I making sense here? Yes. If the normal playing body is wearing yellow, you can have the liberal wearing green, blue, or any other color apart from the normal playing body what they are wearing. And you have to visual, yeah, liberals, you know, so what's that? Only being now, it was the same color. But now the modification is telling us that both liberals can be in uniform, different from each other and from the rest of the team. That's what the modification is telling us that now. So yes, the rule that was there before the new modification was that the libero or the libero player or players must wear a uniform or jacket made for the designated libero, which has a different dominant color from any color of the rest of the team. The uniform must clearly so meaning that what you wear must contrast. So we liberos must contrast with the rest of the team, but we have the same dress. But now it says the libero or libero players must wear a uniform or bib or jacket which has a different dominant color from any color of the rest of the team. The uniform must clearly contrast with the rest of the team. Then they've added both liberos can be in uniforms different from each other from the rest of the team. So meaning that you may be a libero, I may be a libero, you may wear red, I may wear green, but the team itself is wearing yellow. Is it clear now? So that the two liberals can wear different colors, but the two different colors that we are wearing should be different from the rest of the team. That is what should be is there now. You know, that these are modifications that we want to see. And as I said earlier, the liberal can now be a game captain.
Yeah,
yes, please.
The uniforms, colors. We move much here. Now, opposite players and so on.
Opposite players, yes. Oh no, it is not stated here. Even there, every league and whatever, they say. Even though we are going, every league is playing under FI league. Every country and its association has some rules that also governs what they are doing. Do you understand me? Even though every association is under FI, what I know is that the association may have its own rules that they are using to govern the play that they are playing, but still it is under FI. They will do what will help them, but still going in line with FIDB rules. So as you are rightly saying, you may see two players on the court wearing different colors, which is different, the colors that are contrasting from the rest of the team. But one is playing as a libero, one is playing as an opposite player. That is what the league there is saying. We don't have any problem. But as for the rule, it doesn't say that about equipment. It doesn't say that about equipment. Now for the referee corps or the referee team, the rule is now giving us, originally we had only the first referee, the second referee, the scorer, 4 line judges. The scorer and 4 line judges. Now we have the first referee, the second referee, the challenge referee, the reserve referee, and the scorer. And the 4 line judges. So there's a missing of the challenge referee and the reserve referee. Now, currently, that's what is there. Meaning that the referees team, apart from the main first referee and the second referee, there are 2 other referees. One is the challenge referee, and the challenge referee is normally in the booth. Whenever there is a challenge, then they will do the video challenge, whatever. Yeah. I believe you understand. So it's VC, they say call it VCS, video challenge system. Video challenge system. So they will be there, VCS, they will be there and watch what is going on. And normally they show it on the screen for everybody to see what is going on. Then and his assistant. But now there is a reserve referee who is now doing that work, bringing sanity to the benches of the 2 teams and also liaising with the scorer and assistant scorer, just because they want the full concentration of the second referee on the court. They want the full concentration of the second referee. Say we are tournament, let's say there is a coach and a captain there. There's the first referee, there's the second referee, and there's another referee who is interacting with the bench. you are the coach or you the captain go to the step, there is a referee who is supposed to do this work. So the second referee may have full concentration. So apart from these, I think for the modifications, I will end it. But there are some that are for the officiating officials, which we don't have to talk about here. But for the playing body, I think what is important is what I've given to you. That for the liberals now, they can be game captains. And liberals, even though they are two, they can wear two different colors and play. And the two liberals too can be coming into the court as a point. But both of them cannot be on the court at the same time. Both of them cannot be on the court at the same time. But instead of the first liberal always being the one coming to the court, doing the replacement, now the second liberal can also be coming and going. That is what is there for now. If I end it this way, then I will say that we are ending with a qualification and now go on to our own play and see what. So I may be posing questions, then you may be giving me the answers, then we'll all draw. Now, the modifications. Is there anything that anybody would want to ask so that we all get clear on it? Yes, please. Oh, sit.
For a liberal being the captain of the match, assuming the liberal is outside the field, and now all they say on the court are main players. None of them are captain. We go for the challenge.
Okay. Now, what we know in the rule is that we have a team captain and we have game captain. The team captain may as well be the game captain if he is playing. The team captain normally goes for all the protocols. And when we say the protocol in volleyball, it's when you go for the tossing, when you go for the lineup, warm-up, when you go for everything prior to the beginning of the match. And after the match, you do all the protocol. That is the team captain. Now, this team captain who does the protocol may be injured or may not start the match due to technical reasons of the coach. Maybe he doesn't want to start him, but he has gone to do the toss, he has gone to do the selection of thoughts and whether they have to start or not to start and everything. Then he comes to sit on the bench. It is the responsibility of this team captain, since he should have been the game captain, that he's going to sit down, to appoint, and when he appoints, he should notify the first referee. Notify the first referee, not the second referee. The first referee that player number this is now the captain on the court. I believe you understand. And per this, the liberal was not a game captain. And liberals can only come onto the court. You can't start like starting a match, then out of your first six, you start with the liberal. You may mention all the 6 players to go onto the court first, before the liberal can come in. So it is when they are on the court that you, the captain that went for the protocol, is not there, that you can tell the first referee that I am not starting. This person is. So when the person is going out, they know that, oh, this person that is going out, now it is this person who is going to be the game captain, not the liberal. But now the rule is saying that the liberal can also be a game captain. So if I am the game captain and I'm going out, I should be able to tell the first referee that I am going out, but the liberal on the court is now the game captain. If the liberal is also going out, you should notify. If I have come back onto the court, then I will resume my responsibility. But if I have not come, it dawns on the liberal to tell the referee that this person. But you see, the substitution, we don't call it substitution, we call it replacement. For liberal play, we don't call it substitution because it's not counted as substitution. So it is replacement. People is replacement. So this person goes in, this person goes. And when you are doing the normal substitution, we know that all players are to exit the court from the front row, and the players entering must enter from the front row. But as for liberals, they enter and exit from the back row. I believe you understand that. So if he is able to tell, but if not, normally I'll come as a liberal to come and take the game captain out. Game captain was at position 1. I've played, so far as I'm going to position 4, the game captain will have to come in. But maybe I take the game captain at position 5. mean that immediately I am going to put the game captain will come. But if it happens that I cannot take the game captain, whoever is coming in should be. But normally, whoever they take out is the same person that will come in. That is what it is. So it is done on whoever is the game captain and is going out to tell them, oh, I am out. By the snap, as soon as whether it is the liberal or any other player who is the game captain. Okay. Any other question? Attacker and setter, you have to ask your questions. Yes.
I'm making a matter before the game starts, and notify the person that after me, this person the next captain. Is it that after the game, before the game starts, or during the game,
If it is the team captain, and I am not starting, I have to notify the referee before the start of the game.
That's the duty of the team captain.
Yes, that team captain, as I said earlier, he goes for the protocols. And as a captain, normally we don't like you as a game captain. So if it happens that because of injury, because of anything else, I can't start, then it is not on me to tell the referee that I, the team captain, wearing jersey number 10, I am not starting. So player wearing jersey number 21 will be the game captain. Then you go and sit down. So when they call them and they go onto the court, the referee will see is 21 on the court. If the 21 on the court, then it means the 21 is down the game captain. So if there's any challenge, if there's anything, it's the game captain who should go for that. In the course of the game, the 21 who is now the game captain is to be substituted. Means that he's going out. So before you see, because normally you have the substitution pedal. So the person comes to stand there, he's holding 21. So the 21 will then go to the first referee because you know that he's going to be substituted. He's coming out. So you then go to the first referee. I am going out. This person is now the game captain. If the team captain is not coming back onto the court at that time, so you should notify the referee that this person is now taking over as the captain. Okay, let's continue. Any question before I come in with our questions and answers? Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
First ball, first ball, me same ball. Like opponent no same amount. As a minute pass, and as a minute, I say, okay, you beat them at 2 ball.
The friend of body and soul there. Volleyball, and body and soul. Okay. We have 4 ball situations, 4 first ball situations, 4 first ball situations, which normally referees, when you look at the referees' guidelines, we are told that we should allow the play to always flow. The playing that is going on is not for you, the referee. It is for the spectators first and the players second. So you, the referee, you are just to ensure that things move smoothly. It is not about that. You have the beauty and the what should I say? Apart from the beauty, the enjoyment that you get out of the game that is going on. So you should limit the whistling. So the rule is saying that for first ball situations, we have 4. When a service is effective, it is assumed that every player goes in with 1 action. And in the rule, we have consecutive play and simultaneous play. When we say simultaneous play, it means that it happened at the same time. When we say consecutive play, it means that one happened after the other. Am I making sense here? So they serve ball, or they spike ball, or they play ball. Then I go in one action. Then I saw that the ball that I was receiving that to go over the net is still hanging on my head. And I use my head again. How many actions have I made? 2. So these are called consecutive actions. And it calls for 2 double play. Am I making sense? Now I go in one action to play. And in one action, the ball hits my forearm, it hits my chest, and maybe even go over my face. It has touched about 3 or 4 points of my body. But in how many actions did I do? 1. So that is known as a simultaneous play. These are the difference. So consecutive play and a simultaneous play. So this is a simultaneous play. Now the rule is telling us that when a service is effected and you go in one action and you have this simultaneous play or touches, you the referee, if you don't see it as catch and throw, let the ball go. If it's only not catch and throw, and you normally know catch and throw, you will normally see catch and throw with the actions that the player will make. You will definitely see it's a catch and throw. So if it's not a catch and throw, and the person went and the ball hit as many points on the body, since it's the third ball to be played after the service, you allow play to continue. Secondly, when a spike is made, I said 4 situations. So the second situation is when a spike is made, and during the spike goes into the opponent's area, the person who is trying to pass the first ball after the spike also has that opportunity to have the multiple hits on the body. In one action, I said what? One action, you allow play to continue. The third one is, there was an attacker who played the ball. The defending team blocked the ball. The ball came back to the attacking court. So the one spiking has his court to be the attacking court. The one blocking has his court being the defending court. After spiking, the block brought the ball back into the attacker's court. The person who is picking the ball first, anyhow that he picks the ball, if you don't see catch and throw, allow the game to go. Allow the game. If you don't see it as catch and throw, anyhow that first person is picking the ball.
Anyhow.
That allow the game to go.
Provided
Provided it's not catch and throw. Provided it's not catch and throw. That's why I said allow it to go. You understand? I said anyhow, unless you see it as catch and throw. Unless you see it as catch and throw. Then the last one out of the 4 is that he spiked, the attacker spiked, the blocker blocked, but the ball, instead of coming back to the attacker's court, went into the defender or the blocker's court. The first person who is picking that ball, he too, anyhow he picks the ball. If you don't see it as catch and throw, the game should continue. Am I clear? Okay. So that is what is there. Now there is a saying that we don't block service. The rule says we shouldn't block service. Until one of you pina say ball back, na say ball over, na to call hot in most referees will call it whistle. You understand? Most referees will call that you have blocked the ball, they will take the fault against you. But the rule says don't block service. And how is blocking done? Blocking is done on the net. When you reach beyond
the net. Your arms go beyond the net and block it. So when the ball crosses the plane, when I say plane, if the net is there, if you have to extend the net up, the net now, I'm going to the plane. If the ball is able to cross the plane and come into my court, whether in the front row or the back row, let me push ball over and over. It is not a fault. Because the ball has entirely crossed the net and come into, and I didn't block it. I didn't block it. Whether I played underarm or played overarm, the ball has crossed, and the block is, how can you make a block in your own court, in your own area? Whereby you are standing in your own area, how can you make a block? And you are not close to the net, how can you make a block? But because of the rule that says that we don't block service, people think that every first ball that crosses the net, you have to play at least 2 or 3 times before the ball crosses the net. No. Or even if you play, you should be under. No. No. Yes.
Was every ball. Never lose points. Never volleyball.
It's a correct.
But no, referee no also a game. No, the only game that we share there. I never hear him. So we're full of volleyball.
That is why we say we will come and do the volleyball officiating and the coaching course for people to do the rules.
Yeah, well, everybody know. Maybe one set ball was to come. It's a mobile phone because they said
It's a good. So far as it's not a block, it's not anything. No, she ain't interacting, so whatever you want to ask.
So, I don't know about seconds.
I'll come there. But she's at the eye, but the service. Normally, people say we don't block service. Then there is a saying that when you show a ball.
I don't want to say why you're
Remember, what's when you show a ball? Now, ball or ball, on the same today now, I'm a ball on there. So when you show a ball, you so only when you show a ball. Maybe so, ball no give that no. One, it's our player now, they look at the ball. Say, look at that. No, why do we have the term when you show ball? When you show
there were types of showing balls in there were hot there. I don't know.
No one will attack me.
Yes, that's because it's so obey. I really said there. Oh man, this guy's going to come for one. Oh no, we will never go to show ball. That's not why my name was there. But I'm a corner when we play that. Elbows. Let's show ball, right?
No, the rule says. The rule is saying. Abros will say India. So I don't want to come out fine, but the video will choose that. The rule is saying that before the service hit, the ball must be tossed or rolled. The ball must be tossed or rolled. So I'm here. When I do this, I have tossed the ball. When I do this, I have tossed the ball. When I do this, I have tossed the ball. Even this, I have tossed it. When I do this, I have tossed it. When I do this with one arm and I go to play, it is still tossing ball. So that the ball is that you toss. Now, when you want to roll ball, your hand will be high, then the ball leaves your hand, then you play the underarm service. So the ball will be here, then you roll the ball so that the ball will roll off your hand and come down, then you play the underarm service. But somebody will be here. You see a small toss, just a small toss. So far as there is a toss, so far as this, or even somebody, even the person rolls it and he plays. Yes. But the ball in the person's hand and playing at the same time, that makes it a fault. The ball is in your hand, there is no toss, there is no rolling, or the listen man no abo. Always by your fault.
Am I making sense? It's just that before you play a service, you should either toss or roll. So when you see but today the referee will do this. The referee will obey it. And you will say, if they show ball, if they show, but at the ball is not the same. You could easily see the ball is the same, but you say when you show ball. When you show ball, I say, okay.
And the tossing, are you supposed to toss inside the court or you have to toss and play outside before you enter the court?
You have to, the body itself have to be outside the court before you play the ball.
The ball must be inside.
Most people toss the ball is hanging on the court before they play. I say the ball is already hanging in the court.
Okay.
But they jump from outside. The rule says you should be outside the court to effect the rule and the service. Somebody will go far away because when you there, but line in one, for out. Don't get far away. No, toss even the ball there. No, Obi or my other game fifteen, or toss in the middle. No, we got toss on the line. We got toss even on the court. Or toss the ball is hanging on the court. But at that time that he was making contact, he broke contact with the ground outside the court.
Okay.
Am I making sense? He broke contact outside the court before he made contact. Indeed, there was no part of the body that has entered the court before he made the service. It is why he has an autosol ball. No, lie. But even ball outside the court in bar. Obi o dem dey kofi pure on man o do ko page na oni ana mo wa bo wa page na oni bo dem na na all men line it has about to ball dey na line as the ball. This one occurred first, so it will be taken before your service. That is what it is. So if I even toss ball, the ball is hanging in the court, but I'm standing outside, I can stretch and still play. Because I am outside the court. I did not enter the court before I play the ball. The ball too has not touched the ground. So far as the ball is in there, that's why he referee. Ball will be about 5 the last ball. And the last ball you can't buy the Campuno. If the white net to cry or look for out until the ball touches the ground, you don't have to waste it. No, even if it is the third ball. Even though it is the third ball, I use the third ball, but until the ball touches the ground, you don't whistle. You wait for the ball to touch the ground before you whistle. Then whatever action that you have to take. Even though you know it is already sport, it can't do that. But you have to wait for the ball to ground before you do whatever you want. So it is not about when you show ball, but it's about what? Tossing and rolling. Tossing and rolling. Yes, please. Sit. It's an interactive thing.
Yes, that's right. It's in an action.
Okay.
Just in case I'm the one come to say that. And I say we back up. Is it a foul?
No. You can accept. It's not a fault. Okay. But one disadvantage is that why are you serving? To make a point. And you turn. So how do you see where you intend the ball to go?
Maybe I got 24
Because we'll do the volleyball coaching and refereeing course, which will attract 300 cities over 4 days. We'll do coaching for 2 days, then we'll do refereeing for 2 days. When you finish, you have your certificate. And all these will be addressed if you're a coach. Where should you tell your players to serve your balls to? Which part of the court is very difficult to pick balls? Where do you think that when you serve the balls there, it's difficult for you, the server, and it's difficult for the receiver? What will do the coaching course? All these things will be addressed so that you know that even when you are serving, you don't just serve onto the court anyhow, but you serve the ball to certain positions. When I'm coaching, I'll always tell you to serve to 1 or 5, depending on where the setter and the attackers are. So if the setter is at position 2 and the attacker is at position 3 or position 4, I'll definitely serve the ball to position 5. If the player there is not good to pass the ball from position 5 to position 2 where the setter is, how is he bringing the ball here for the setter to raise it for someone? Attacker is at position 4. They will serve the ball to position 5 or position 4 or position 6. So if the ball straight comes to the setter will lift the attacker for the attacker to play the ball. So service plan, you have specific places that you have to serve to. Now let's mark that match in the mobile. But someone will put in the ball out. How would you see? The ball, would you even see whether it is going out or is even landing on the court? No. The rule is saying that in service, some of us will want to use our hands. So we want a person to be a head ball, or we person a 9 air ball, or we person or 2 ball. The rule is saying both hands. No, the rule is saying one arm. So it means that any part of the arm, this one is finger. When we talk about hand comprises the palm and the fingers. This. So from the wrist up is the hand. Then from the shoulder to the tip of the finger is the arm. From the shoulder to the tip of the finger is the arm. From the wrist to the tip of the finger is the hand. But the rule says the arm, means that any part here can be used in serving. That's it. No, a cow effort. So it's any part of the arms that can be used in serving. You know, when it comes to service, this is what is there for us. Until the minister will show ball now we have to put it aside
no, that's no definitely in front of us ball. We do a quick zone 5. Never accept water.
That's all.
You have accept ball, we are then zone 1. But we do a quick zone 5. Then 9 inch no accept ball.
Let's assume this is the court. Then we have position 2 here, 3, 4, position 1, 6, and 5. This is the court. It is only the player here, or the player occupying this position, that can do the service. So when he comes out, this area is known as the service area here. All these places is known as the service area. When you are to serve, and somebody may even stand here before the service, may stand here, but because the person is a left-handed player, will toss the ball, and at the time of contact, the feet is here before he contacts the ball. But if he throws the ball here and has a good jump, so he tosses ball and comes to contact the ball here, at the time of service, he was out of the service area. So it makes it a fault. Do you understand? So even if 1 foot is here and 1 foot is here and he serves, 1 foot is outside the service area, so it makes it a fault. Meaning at the time of serving, both feet should be in the service area. Both feet should be in the service area. Now the service area, as I've said, spans from here to here. So you can stand anywhere to serve. That is why at the time of service, these two players, even this one can move here, this one can also move here and leave this place. And leave all these places there. Immediately this one is out, he is displaced. The server is a displaced player. So after serving, he is not obliged to come occupy the position 1 again. He can occupy any position he likes. Because at the time of service, he is a displaced player. At the time of service, he is a displaced player. So after serving, he can occupy anywhere on the court. Anywhere on the court. Whether the back row, the front row, he can occupy anywhere on the court. So provided he is serving, he can serve anywhere here. But after serving, he may decide to come in between these people, or may decide to come here, or may decide to go to where he was. But the only thing is that these two players can't change their positions. When I say they can't change their positions, the position 6 is always to the right of position 5. and position 5 is to the left of position 6. So under no circumstance before the service can these two change positions. One should be on the right still, then one should be on the left. Even if you want to change positions, you should be so close in such a way that at least one foot is at each place, not beyond. That is why I read to you further than. I said the rule has been changed to further than. So the foot should not be further than that of the other person, your corresponding player. So if I want to penetrate and go and do setting or go and do something, my foot should not be further than the one that is in front of me. It should not be further than the one that is to the right of me, that is, or to the left of me. So these two can all shift to this place and leave the whole space. When the 1-7 finishes, he comes to occupy this place. Nobody cares. Because at that time of service, he's a displaced player. Thank you. Okay. Any other question with the service? Okay. Now, when the service is to be effective, you see, normally we do substitutions when a rally has ended. Then you inform the second referee who will blow the whistle to notify the first referee that substitution is to be effective. Normally they use the buzzer to call for substitutions, to call for timeout. But we don't have the buzzer. When we started, we were using it. Because I our late, so we're using the buzzers. But now we don't have it, so we use our buzzer. But the best thing is, let the player that is coming for substitution should go with the substitution player to go and stand there. The player who is going for substitution should have the substitution player go and stand there, notifying that I am number 3, but I'm holding number 8 in my hand. Meaning that I want number 8 to come out, and that number 3 will enter. But for the libero, for him, he doesn't need anything. He just calls you and he goes out. Now the rule is saying that during normal substitution, when the first referee has authorized service by blowing the whistle and authorizes service, no substitution can be done until the rally has ended before you can do the substitution. But for a libero, when the referee has whistled, he can go and come before the service is effective. For the libero, for the normal substitution player, when the whistle is blown, whether the service has been effected or not, no substitution can be done. But for the libero, when the whistle is blown, but the service is not done, they can change before the service is effected. But immediately the rally ends, the referee will have to call the game captain and tell him that, please don't do it. It slows the games down. The next one you do, I will give you a hand. Do you understand? Oh, so the game started.
To quick decision.
Game has started. The one to serve has already gone to pick the ball to serve. Now, immediately he effects the service. Somebody gets an injury. We are humans, and we want the game to be enjoyed by the spectators and everybody. So if at the time of service somebody has collapsed, the referee will say that the rally should end before you attempt to collapse. No. You stop the game immediately. Then the person should be attended to. And the rule is come again. Yes. No, we call something exceptional substitution. Exceptional substitution. That is when maybe you have done all the substitution. 12 players, 6 players on the court, 6 on the bench. All the 6 have come to replace the first set. Then the first set has also come to replace them again. Meaning that there is no substitution to be effected again. But somebody gets injured and cannot continue the game. Then there should be an exceptional substitution. Even though all of them are effective, somebody should come in the game to come and replace the person who is missing. That is what the exceptional substitution. It is done. But whenever there is an injury on the court, every injury is entitled to 3 minutes. 3 minutes on the court. We still that the person should go and play or substitute. If anybody try, man can you when you play on you know the person is entitled to 3 minutes on the court. That is why we are not doing officiating because every referee should have every referee should have another referee. How can analog watch when you are officiating and you are using stopwatch? How can you notice 30 seconds from your phone? So your watch should always be on stopwatch. Your watch should always be, as a referee, whether you are the first referee or the second referee, your watch should always be on the stopwatch. You don't even look at the time, whether about 12 or about 10 and whatever. It's only when you are going to the scorer who is filling the time, the score sheet. It's not the scorer who is filling the score sheet that you should see the time. What time did they start? What time did they end? But you don't being the scorer, you don't have anything. As a first referee, always your time should be at where? Stopwatch. So if it is timeout, you, the second referee, immediately everybody is out of the court, then you press it. Then there's 30 seconds starts. It is not immediately the referee, second referee, then you show timeout, these people. Then you start the watch. No. You didn't start immediately. The referee, even when you have got the telling the first referee, substitution from here. So if you do this, it means that what people are calling for the substitution. The hand is showing here. Time out is here. So if you do this, it means that people are calling. So you show here. So that doesn't mean that you have to come out. The first referee will have to say go. And when you go, the second referee will have to come onto the court. So second referee, you are out of the court. Time out, these people. So immediately the referee says they should go, you come and stand on the court this way. Then you'll be watching the two sides. When they are all out, then you press your watch so that you start your time out then. Immediately it is time, you come and stand by the line facing the court, you press your time, then you tell them to go in. So first referee will tell them to go out. Then you come and tell them to go in as a second referee. So you have to be using your listening. As for any injury that happens during play, or immediately the service is affected, or God says immediately the service is affected, play has started. Am I making sense? Immediately the service is affected, play has started. So you, the injured player, immediately the referee will have to stop the game for attention to be given. Now, one thing I want to tell you people is that when referee authorizes play by blowing the whistle and tell you serve, it is not tennis, whereby when you toss the ball and you don't get the angle well, you say, okay, let me allow the ball to land. Let him catch it and serve again. It is not like that. Immediately the referee whistles. You have 8 seconds to dribble the ball in your hand, to roll the ball in your hand, or even bounce. Am I making sense? You have 8 seconds. So when the 8 seconds is up and you have not served, the referee whistle and do this. Tell you the 8 seconds is up. But if within the 8 seconds you want to serve and you toss the ball, you don't play, thinking that you have an opportunity again to serve, then you toss the ball. Service is done. Whether you play or you don't play, you have done your service. So if you are not ready, you don't serve. You serve only when you are ready. But it should be within 8 seconds. Okay. Can we go on? Now playing action. After a blocker landed, secured, he turned and hit the mesh of the net between the antenna with his shoulder. Wako block. Who send ya Nanaha or connect between the antenna. When we say between the antenna, we are talking about this is the net. So one antenna is here, one antenna is here. So when we say between the antenna, it's between this. Outside the antenna is the small space that is there. And outside the antenna is the small space that is there. And between is where the two antennas are. So he went for a block securely. Securely. When you say securely, what does it mean?
Safely.
Well blocked. Then he landed. Then his shoulder touched the net. He did a fault. He went for a good block. His shoulder touched the net.
Depends on the space.
Between the antenna.
Depends on the space. More than that, I'll block one another. That's net. There is a fault.
And make an effort. They if born
Land here. The rule is saying that after a blocker landed securely, he turned and hit the mesh of the net between the antenna with his shoulder. So this has been called a fault. Why? So it's not a fault. Why? Then you should tell me why is it a fault?
Because to a secure block. Why even block and
Will you block? Securely. No.
No, let's see your block, which is what effective block. Effective block.
Yes. Monsoon
Let's put in there. Block it. Everything I can block. Attack and block monsoon correct. I have one hour to pull. What's secure? Only part of secure.
Let's me explain. Yes.
Because in terms of your fortune, say, first action for the ball, while anti, or 10 hour land. Second action action for the net, for the block, the one can it. You don't know, you say
I'm not from there. So I could block you. Now go on now. That's on one to stand.
Now let's wait seven. Yes. He said he landed securely. He landed securely. He turned and hit the mesh of the net between the antenna with his shoulder. What are the forms? So to you, what do you say?
If the rally has ended, yeah,
But if the rally has not ended, why do you say the rally has ended is a fault?
The rally now ended means that the ball has touched the ground. That one.
But the rule did not talk about rally ending. He said he landed securely.
It's a fault.
I think in the context, I see it as a problem. Because in this scenario, we want to put it in this context. It is within the context of block ball. We are fair. So we are fair now. intention is that ball to be unfair. They don't want to mention how to move it. To be unfair.
Okay, that is the opinion. Any other? Because I want to do something. Mental. As the say, born land is our fault. The born land is our. The born land is our fault.
The born land is the very aspect.
Okay.
That one is your fault. But maybe that born land is no son or than no kind. That one is already your fault.
I'm reading something. Contact to the net. Contact to the net by a player between that during the action of playing. During the action of playing. During the action of playing. Contact with the net by a player between the hands during the action of playing. The ball is the ball. During the action of playing. The action of playing the ball may include among others take-off, hit, or attempt, and landing safely, ready for a new action. The action of playing the ball includes among others take-off, hit, or attempt to hit, and landing safely, ready for a new action. Players may touch the rope, the post ropes with the play. Outside the antenna, including the net itself, provided that it does not interfere with play. Except something. Now we are talking about when the ball is driven into the net, causing it to touch an opponent, no fault is committed. Players fault at the net, I'm reading. A player touches the ball or opponent in the opponent's space before the opponent attacks it. That is a net fault. Players fault at the net. That is what I'm reading now. 1. A player touches the ball or an opponent in the opponent's space before the opponent attacks it. Even I cannot read some question and get to the before the hit. What is attack it?
Attack it.
What is attack it? Abroso, any of you, what is attack it?
Attack it.
Sit down.
It's when me being the attacker place a spike, like a final spike or like to gain a point in a and like in an opponent space here.
Okay. Consent. You are going for block. Yes, possible. Players captain. Possible players captain. Training captain, yes. I just want the word attack it. What is it? Okay, watch it. Yes. Attack it. I it. So it is not just one way. Attack it.
You attack it. That is where everybody said that was it. Then you attack before the
attack it. Okay, actually, yes. Block name. Yes. It's one phrase. Attack it.
Attack it here. And then go. This one is not a right.
Attack it. Any ball that goes from you into the opponent's area is known as an attack it. So it is not purposely when you smash or when you block.
Okay. So imagine that.
You can even volley the ball into your opponent's area. You can date, so far as the date is going over into the opponent's area, so far as the overhand pass is going to the opponent's area, it's an attack. So in attack it is simply any action that you make that sends the ball to your over the net into your opponent's area. That's an attack. So it says that a player, so before the opponent attack it, into opponent, whether a second player or third player, the intention is to send the ball over. Second touch ball and sana the people are attack it is a fault. And overlapping will be when the person has the opportunity that the ball should be with. That is why the rule now says before the person plays the ball, you shouldn't block. First now they will go there. People will on back a last ball or no. But people are acting inside because all of block it. They will not necessarily a ball pass and by it. People are hitting because they know a last ball. Obu and Bo obey. Obu and Bo had one side of one up to one side of man, I would not like a ball.
What do you do all the time? We are not to
before the attack
said what second movie.
Listen, blocking is made only when you reach beyond your net into the opponent's area. So if it's not a block, let's say for any attack beyond the opponent's net, then I still flip my wrist. So when you go for a block, your hands reaches beyond. You have just reached beyond, and that is there. He should play the ball to hit your hand. If you have got a ball and as a counsel to home, you have not done anything. But don't go and do any action again. Don't go and do any action again. Or your second ball. But do you want to prevent the ball from coming to your area? Next time we say that reach beyond. Obi a yo ball never counts so after 140. You don't have any problem. What when you perform the 40, you don't have any problem. On your third ball, acting on sa or boy one ball, so the acting on the ball now. And I will never do somewhere then a ball. Now which block will you do that your hands will not do beyond? That's what I'm saying. If it is a block. So don't go and do anything that is
yes, please. Uncle, with this rule, them blocking force rule before the opponent hits the ball, and sana like you get that final block contact. Let's see, or let's assume that when the second ball was set to the attacker, it was right on the plane of the net.
It's for both of you.
It's for both of us. So
you can do anything you want. When you can block it and hit, you can do anything. So fast it's on the plane, it's nobody's fault. But if it's in the opponent area, you have no business there.
Is it that fine, definitely not go beyond it, but flip the hand on a fourth hand?
Yes, you have played. You don't go. You
don't if the ball is right on the plane, it's for anyone.
Yes.
So with that one, I can flip.
You can even hit as you can spike. You can even spike. Are you understanding me? Matt has said, what I'm saying is, this is the net. This is the net. Now, I am going for a second ball. So my hands reach beyond the net. The rule is saying that I can't touch the ball before the attack hits. You understand? I can't touch the ball before the attack hits. So here, I made my hands this way. I might touch the ball. The ball came to hit my hand. But immediately I do this, I might touch the ball, I might touch the ball. My hands have reached beyond the net. The ball comes to hit my hand, I touch the ball, or the ball goes to touch the ball. But I say this, the ball is coming, then I do this. Who touches it? You. So the rule is saying that don't touch the ball before you touch it.
But you gonna why you are catch ball now today? No.
Everyone. Still, I have a question there. Most of the times, no, if you are the setter or whoever sets the second ball for the attacker, and if you are not going to do the attacker, no, but ball no on back reporting.
So you have no
business. For instance, or setting ball no, or the setup on 4, but ball into me lose on 4. Ball no sell back. And then the opponent in the attack, and because ball into you know, also will make movements to all about the ball. In this case, no, it's a second ball and it's a last ball for the opponent. Opponent, no, will make an attempt to the ball. In this case, no, if I reach beyond the play now, make cut man.
You have no business there. Because if you leave the ball comes to your area.
Maybe
will it come into your area?
The question
Listen. Are you listening? This is the next. Are you listening? This is the next. I am at position 2. I'm position 4. I'm giving the ball to somebody in position 2. You are at position 3.5. The ball that I set is not even on the plane. It's close to the net. Going to my position 2 player, but it didn't reach him. It is still in my area. It has not reached the player. And there's no way the player can come and play the ball. You, the player, what you have to do is, you have your hand. But don't go and as the ball is going, you intercept the pass. It's a pass that is going. Don't intercept the pass. Whether the ball has gone up and is hanging, even when they leave it, it will come. Am I making sense? But if you are inflammatory, what do you do? I say blocking is done this way. You just reach beyond the net. But then you go and do another action. It is no longer a block. It's more of the American. Morocco, only on do no. In the American, I mention I'm from two American there. Many a point. In the ball, you have no business playing the ball in the opponent's area. That's what the rule is saying. You have no business playing the ball in the opponent's area. So a player interferes with the opponent's play while penetrating the opponent's space under the net. A player's foot penetrates completely into the opponent's court. A player interferes with play by, amongst others, touching the net between the antennae or the antenna itself during his or action of playing the ball, using the net between the antennae as a support, creating an unfair advantage over the opponent by touching the net, making actions which hinder an opponent's legitimate attempt to play the ball, catching, holding onto the net. A player goes to the ball as it is played, and who is himself trying to play it is considered in the action of playing the ball, even if no contact is made with it. So these are what the rules are telling us. And you know, now back to that very question, whether the player after playing landing securely, turns and catches the net. Is it a fault? Okay, now read it. It says no fault, because the action of playing the ball was complete before he turned. The action of playing the ball was complete before he turned. The contact with the net is not a fault. The action of playing the ball is complete before he turned. So the catching of the net is not a fault. Yes.
So this will be a video. I'm block. We block him. I'm going to play our ultimate. Or I'm going to block him. When the ball, we're blocking the ball for Lena, no free.
just all playing. And when you see the playing, it's for everybody.
Yeah, I could see the way there. You could block. Now, the ball in Bama, you block it there. Make all the main 7 days, and have one. You didn't go home. Almost they are. You go pushing ball, can't. You can't let it. No, I was warning too.
Let's use team A, team B. So you are team A. Yes. And so give the scenario again.
Team A, I'm a na B na wabo ball wabo isa
team B no attack na work for block team A look for block na block na handle with you na team B team A player go push ball with you
yes no other ball team B nensa mo to net na A is also push it too
so team second player in team A will push ball on the head of the first player team A. No, but team B now no for attack. No ball no to net. Which online day? Online no is our ball. It's allowed. It's legitimate.
Best referee foul
against team A. Against the better boys. How about it no J foul?
The beside us there.
At times, for the benefit of the doubt, we allow referees to take their decisions. But what I would say is, but what he saw is what he takes. Obi on one side, I will move differently. But you know one thing, players normally when you go out and you touch net and the referee net foul, and you don't have time to do man.
Yeah.
If no players in time didn't do that, when they went for a block or the attack, was in to the coach and not play because do you know the reason? When you are in the air, your center of gravity is 0. So you lose weight. So when something touches you or you touch something, you don't feel it. That is why most of you are so that is it. You know, I will do the echo block. Block the sound of all the panel. For back, I will go. Then you can push it on. What's a couple of people? I will pop block. So send you to you will push it ball. Now, we mentioned pushing your ball. Attack and instead of what connect in the way. At the time, all the ball was the ball in the attacker's playing space, or it was in your playing space, or it was just on top of the net.
Ball, minimum in the day, so what your ball to half ball, be in the group,
or being in the group.
Half a quarter crowd,
so between the ball was not entirely in your area. So it's against you. It's against you.
The other channels are on the quarter because
Mama Michelle. This is the net. This is the net. Then this is A, and here is B. A blocked the ball. The ball hung on top of A. So it means that it was still in A's playing area. Or they say playing space. That's what the rule says. It is still in A's playing space. That is why the second player of A pushes the ball. So the ball crosses the net. It is now in B's playing space. Then it hits B player, whereby the ball was coming to the net, but to A. It has not completely crossed the crossing space. The word is completely crossed the crossing space into A's playing space. Then A or something in the second word, meaning that where the ball is still in B's playing space. So it means that it means that it was the rule is saying it is on top of the plane or it is in the opponent's plane space. That is what the rule says. It's on top of the plane or in the opponent's plane space. So if it's on top of the plane, it means it's anybody's ball. But if it's in the opponent's playing space, it is not your ball. We don't talk about whether some part was in the opponent's playing space or whatever. But we talk about completely crossing. And it has not completely crossed into your area. Even though some part was in your area, it has not completely crossed into your area. So you know that you have no business. So that is not on top. But it has not completely crossed. You don't have no business in playing the ball in the opponent's area. So it makes it
Yes. This topic now brings me to the question of say them working. The biggest part of the ball is in the opponent's area. Though a part of it, which is the smaller side, is in the block enemy area. But opponents in the area and I want to ball on the power. There are so many scenarios an attacker will attack it a ball and then ball on the kesi they were out. And a tip of it will be on the line. They take it as a good ball, a point to the attacker. And so in this case now asking say, why is it that a part or a smaller part of the ball is in my area? The biggest part is in the opponent's area. But when I poke the ball to the opponent's playing space now, what they fought against me instead of a point for me.
Now all the lines on the court are 5 centimeters. All the lines on the court are 5 centimeters. And if this is the playing area, this line, the 5 centimeters starts from here. So it means that this line is included in the 5 centimeters. And the 9 meters ends here. The 9 meters does not end here. So if we are to measure 9 meters, the 9 meters will not end here, but it will end here. It means that from this line measures 9 meters. So that line is part. So it is part of the court. That is why when you are serving and your leg touches the line, it means that you are what? You are on the court. That is why when somebody is about serving and you go out of the court, he says that you are out of the court. But if some part of your line is on the line, no fault. But if some small part of your line is outside the court, it means that you are out of court. Am I making sense? The play on court. So meaning that if we are talking about this play, it means that when we extend this one and we extend this one, still here, all these places is the play. All these places is the play. It means that the ball should completely, the rule says, completely cross. Completely cross the net. So if the ball has not completely crossed the net, but it is on top, and I say immediately the rule says on top, it means it is anybody's ball. If it is on top, it is anybody's ball. But if it has crossed, but it has not completely crossed, it's not your ball.
Agreeable.
Yes.
I've gotten your point, especially with the court lines. So let's assume that the net, the width of the net, let's assume it is 1 centimeter.
It's not even up to 1 centimeter.
Yeah, like assumption.
Okay.
It's 1 centimeter. So far as the other part of court line, the outer part or court, which is 9 meters, I believe that with 1 centimeter assumption, 1 centimeter width of the net, a little part of it is part of the net. If a bigger part of, so I also have the ball in my court, so I can also touch the ball, make a point. I'm also asking there.
He says that if you are using the word completely for the net, why don't you use completely for the net?
No, exactly. Senior, because you see the line, if a tip of the ball touches the line, now the bigger side is outside that, they take a good ball. But on the plane of the net, if a bigger side is on the opponent's court, a smaller side is in my court, now I make a touch, it's a fault.
I want to answer you. Now, with the four, the court, any ball that hits outside the line completely, we know that it has no business with the court. And as I said, the court starts from the end of the 5 centimeters or the 9 meters to the end, so they are all inclusive. Now for the net, it's so thin that as you are saying that 1 centimeter, maybe 1 centimeter, it's so thin. It's not even up to 1 centimeter. The court is so thin that it's not even up to 5 millimeters. 5 millimeters for only. 5 millimeters is only 1 centimeter. Now, when that thing is there, it means that we are dividing the court. This place is yours. This place is mine. And the rule is saying play the ball in your space. You to play the ball in your space. But when it is on the plane, it is anybody's ball. That is why I extended the plane. As you are saying, let's assume there's a connect in the chain or solar. Are you listening to me? Sankadam Kakaba, the chain or solar, and the ball goes to my back. It is not your ball. Assuming the net you will see. Them Kakabin, I went to the Washington, the more common. See a chain net in the Basula, and then Kakaba. That's it. Yet from the next. The ball and everybody, yes, so that was a young child in the ball. Ball, it's all two playing. It means that it has not come into your playing space. So allow the ball to come to your playing space and play. But when it is on top of the net, it is anybody's ball. That on top of the net in the rule says it is 50-50. It is anybody's ball. On top of the net in the rule says it is 50-50. It is anybody's ball. But now I have the opportunity to play my attack hit. Let the ball come. And they are saying that even if you want to block, wait for me to hit before you block. Wait for me. Even though you are doing the blocking in my own area. Wait, you don't wait for me to hit and you come and block it. It means that you are at fault. For me to hit before you block. Now, if you are not blocking is only blocking that you can reach it to the opponent's area. And if you are not blocking, it means that you have no business. So France is not a block. You have no business to do in the opponent's area. George Boy, that will be the referee sports. But I want you to see this. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, last time, but now they're going to tell you, which means full block. Instead of this, one attack.
Chipping is in volleyball.
I know. But, okay. I never hit ball for them to block you. They rather come. Now, let's hit the ball and film too. And I thought that.
What's it?
What's there? What's there, man?
No, he's asking the questions. Let him ask. Then we'll see the views.
Over there, tipping balls.
The person is coming for a block.
Yes.
But
yes. And inside now we go like this. No matter ball now.
That's how people.
So
what did he come to do? And you the good. You don't have any problem with that. But what you are saying is
hey, inside now, you can say.
Crazy. Internet rule already there before.
Before he hits the ball, you have no business.
Before I got a ball or touch it there on your fault.
Now let's come closer and see. Let's all come closer and see the video. Then you give me, come closer, then you give me your opinion about the video. So you are top, go this way. See the video. Where's here? Or you 104th. You bought up ball. Say attack and also Nessa Cobonet. Let's play it. Why do you set an effort? Is it the one who tied the net? No. Why is it second? But you see, the ball had not completely crossed. Yes. But majority of the ball was in the opponent's area. Then this one area, but majority was there. In fact, and Sana day, but why? So Sana day or a different, but Sana day. No, I said why they want for ball now. So definitely the referee sees that the ball is not in your playing space. The ball is not in your playing space. It is your second ball that wasn't a setter. Yeah. It was a second ball that was being given to the setter. No one opponent playing space. But one been there until too much. Into make it, but far by my attacker. Now attacker also won't cut. Be used with the ball playing space. Into Musumbe, but the back into the course of it. Now I can ball this one. It's not a ball. But the ball restricts the speed of your hand. Playing the ball will restrict the speed of your hand. But because the ball is not there, so the full speed is there. No connect. Normally, referee only rule will take the next foul, forgetting about the first offense, whereby the player had played the ball from his Hello, yes, consent.
In this case, we have as attacker, the sun connect. We will put my game was okay with you. We say game attack my yard and so it's not with you.
On your idea. On nothing else. I thought you play space. The ball will land. And when it lands, where the land? The piece will be a bamba. Yes, what is an attack? An attack is any action that you make that takes the ball over the net into opponent's area. Until you made the first pass, whether it was underarm or overarm. Every partner spike in a J and a ball in the opponent's area. So far as I can see, opponents in a command from one ball, what will happen? It will land. It will be a point for me. So fast with me. So you leave it. So fast in the opponent area, leave the ball. So don't tell me he tried and did a good jump to bring the ball back. The ball is not in your. Whether the person was to block or to hit, you have no business in the opponent's area. That's why I gave the scenario. Even if it is the last ball, even if you think that it's the last ball and you not even come into your area, leave it. Let it drop in the opponent's area. Period. You have no business there. No, we tell the one for one man of blocking like this. Can't play the ball, then send on to no, not set that in Pona, or if you back now. No, but as a second in power there on your front row player, the maintains there at that height. The ball will not go away. Hey, what's your power? And because of the performing there, all your back goes seconds. Challenging. There was no player to go and block him because he set up from the back row. I know, the ball was entirely higher than the top part of it. Okay, now giving this scenario again. The attacker from team A hits the ball from position 4. So this is for A. The attacker here is hitting the ball here. Exactly. Okay. As an opponent player, brush the net at the other side of the court here. He was attacking here, then the opponent here. He brushed the net here. Is this a net for? So position 4 is attacking here. Then the opponent at 4, he came and brushed here. It's a fault.
It's a fault. Hopefully, officiating course.
No, this one, question is not deserved. It's not officiating this one. Is it a fault? Why are you saying it's a fault?
The moment I was about connecting,
Yeah.
let's the moment I was about connecting,
Because everybody wants to avoid net.
let's
The
the moment the next
net is not that you need to how would
when
you
you interfere, please.
Okay, you who said no fault. Because when interfere, pray no work zone 4. Now, let no can hold to. You ever say, yes, we say, if you so if you are feet, it's all normal. 4.
Attack only from zone 4. The brush is the opponent or
Nice.
Then you have to interfere. Maybe I'm not very
brush not very
No, it's a brush
that
no,
I'm not going to show blush.
That's why I said I know.
Because I said, position 4 playing, you have position 2 and position 3 coming together to come for a block. But on position 4, the opponent, also position 4 on the other court. Brush the net at position 2 of A. Position 2 of A. Position 2 of A. Opponent will brush the net.
Now, Uncle, the
Is it
scenario.
a fault?
No. One rule be there and there. If a touch of the net is between the antennae, it is a fault. It is outside the antennae, it is not a fault. So in this scenario, no, we want to know that the brush of the net, no, it was within. It's a fault.
because
Yeah.
that was a fault. Because there's all you do in the trade. If you fall over that come there, that's what 3 man go. Now, I feel 4 other bananas now also when I'm born in Punyam.
Okay, now before I go on to the rule, what do you think will cause that player in position 4 there
And faking. Not again, set and make my asset and Amazon 2 player. Also, for and I went to Nipana or walk and to point. Attack and fight.
I'm doing the best by drawing. Because mostly we are here. So the moment you there, attack them for the war. I am
And I don't have that.
the moment you there,
Transition.
the moment you there, attack them for a position. The very draw. So the process of drawing be like every draw on fire. What's the challenge? So the process is like
I'm swinging.
The rule is saying no fault.
Anyone?
Now let's review it. The rule is saying no fault. Because I say, contact with the net between the antennae during the action of playing the ball is a function. We all admit it because I've already read it. And the action of playing the ball includes, amongst others, takeoff, hit, landing safely, ready for a kick. if the player touching the net was in the action of playing the ball and had effect on the play, he or she committed the fault. Was the person involved in the action of playing the ball? No. I think the first one I'm reading. First one I'm reading, the shoulder slides the net, walking upon your foot in there. The action is that you are taking off, you are coming down. As you are taking off, as you are hitting, you are finished, you are landing, you land as you are landing. You take another action again. On normal man, why? He was in action. He has finished in blocking the ball. That is the action that he did. He has landed. He is telling you to go and do another thing. And Mr. can't show that. That's why it's not. But this time around, the action is being done. This was spiking. And he touched the ball. So he does not have an action of playing the ball. So it's not the fault. Say I'm talking about the attacker from team A hits the ball. He has hit the ball from position 4. The ball has been hit at position 4. The ball has hit her. As an opponent player, drives the net on the other side of the court in team A's position 2. Team A's position 2, other active court. The alternate opponent in the 4. So the attacking is being done at 4 here. And he drives the net as 4 there. So the action, he is not in any action. So the action of playing the ball was done by those here. Because the 4 here will attack, then the 2 and somebody there will block. Are you understanding me? The person here is attacking, the 2 here will block it. So the action is between those here. He is not involved in the action. So catching the net is
let's assume the setter is from back row. For the attacker, it's from back row. We have 3 attackers on the front row for the setter. There's one 4 hitter, the middle blocker, and then let me see the opposite player. Then find the setter is in the front row. There's one 4 hitter, the middle player, the setter, then the opposite. We know that middle players play the major role of deceptiveness, deceiving the opponents from the block. In this way, the blocker at the opponent's spot, zone 4, saw the middle player coming behind the setter, intended to block, or he either assumed that the setter was fixed into the opposite, and so he intended to block the opposite. As I said, then the setter fixed to the zone 4. Then his landing brushed the net. Is it not a fault?
So where is the action?
The action, fine, the action is taking part.
So they said the action of playing the ball.
By brushing the net,
interferes the play.
Yes, that's why I said, he said, the rule says that if the player catching the net was in the action of playing the ball, only one, if he was in the action of playing the ball, and had an effect on the play, you understand? If the player touching the net was in the action of playing the ball, only a one. Second one was and had an effect on the play, he or she committed the fault. Are you understanding? What do you mean by the lyric? It's a warning ban. Warning ban. But he says in the action, and the action of playing the ball means they take off, the hits, the landing safely, and be ready for another action. Ball in there, best in practice. What do you want?
Because today the scenario ball was for
Some coaches. You know one thing that thing I am thinking happened. I don't know there. Moses, I don't know there. The setter definitely will be a front row player. One thing I am thinking is that the setter definitely will be a front row player. And then the setter will give him. And when the ball was up high for him now, or definitely that person there thinks there, the setter will have a play. Another one will go on my head. Not certainly shooting ball into that end. And when the ball maybe we would have had more ball.
Instead of them to face and they will face the already for ball. You know what happened? Attaching it. It's very referee.
Now, as I said earlier, the referee's guidelines, you are not a referee, so you can't notice that. As a referee's guidelines, you should let the ball fly. You should keep the ball flying. Engineer fault, if you are never said that night.
Yes.
Ball was like the ball never connects and never can you take the ball out of the if you want to know and you know what kind of would you take it? But some who don't know the rule will say so fast, let us touch you. So if you get there, I think I referees guidelines. There are a lot of things that they tell us not to teach. Then for first ball situation, but I don't know what other rules. Now it is in the rule now.
Yeah.
First, before 2020, not only rules. But no, or there, I wear the referee, the minimum name one could take. Now, we are from the airport to the port here. I'm one of the matter. No, first spike now, we can go so fierce. No, block and support one day, and say, open a ball, what of film will see you. What's it in the ball start or with you? Pitting and then I also like that. Now, the thing everybody need to be good man. About top. I mean, never one now and dive in, never time on the side. No ball now. In the course of your second play, or your first ball, but in the course of your second ask, or the second at the end of the banana and you put
Yeah.
So yes, so there are a lot of things that we the referees, but we are not we're strictly to the rules. Now this thing that we doing is not in the rules, or your case breaker, or your for referees. Ask them to answer, or your case breaker for referees. It is a referee now, they are restricted to the rules. The one that you may know the rule, but its interpretation will be there. Will not be there for you. Also, interpretation will be there, but you know, referees guidelines now. All they will order to do, all they ought to be easy. I am managing. I am indeed. The way you are, when I feel, for me, again, when I buy balls now, boy, don't take me with them.